So this is a 2002 Chevy Astro. The four-wheel drive didn't work and the fuse was blown. You look in your fuse panel, it's ATC. It's a 20 amp fuse. It's already pulled right there. And what that does is it's part of the four-wheel drive circuit. It's electronic four-wheel drive. And what happened is this module, four-wheel drive module right here, this thing bolts on the bottom of the transmission. And there's a motor in here, which I can show you, but the old one that's burnt up. So it drew too much power, and there's part of it. I just threw it back on to keep the dirt out, but going under the car, you got the module goes right here, and that bolt sticking out of there, that thing turns about 1/8 of a turn to engage the four-wheel drive. There's 3 bolts that hold the module on. The one in the center, when you unscrew it, it goes directly into the drive shaft, so you can't get it out far enough. So you have to cut that off. So what I did was, they're really, really stiff, like they got cross-threaded bolts or something. It's ridiculously tight, the bolts. So what I did was I backed them out, and then the one in the middle, I squirted it with oil and worked it back and forth till I got it loose, so I knew I could get the little tip out. And then I cut it with a, like a plumber's wrench for cutting off toilet Johnny bolts. With that little thing, and I was able to get in there, cut that off, and then I was able to take like a 1/4 inch piece of it was left stuck in the transmission, and then I was able to unscrew that. And I'm still going to use that bolt. I'm going to put that bolt back in, but the total length of the bolt, it's a 10mm bolt, I think. The total length, including the head, can be 1.5 inches long. So if you want to get a new one, you could. But okay, so that's going in here, and what I did to diagnose this was I unplugged this module. There's the wire up there. I unplugged the module, drove the car around, and the fuse didn't blow anymore. So I figured something was wrong inside of here. And then I took it off, and I took the whole thing apart, and I found a burnt up armature, which I'll get you a picture of that, so hold on. So here's a picture of the bolts. I can see the one shorter, that's the one I had to cut off. And you can put it back in, you just can't torque it as tight as you would. But that's the module that's where the motor went on right there that I took apart. And it looks like this on the other side. But it's all this stuff inside this case is really durable. It's just some big gears. The weak point is clearly the armature that's on here. And why it burned up, I don't know. I mean, I can put this new one back in and the new one's gonna burn right up. I have no clue. It's not like a windshield wiper motor where it turns to a point and shuts off. It just, something needs to shut the motor off, and I don't know what that is. Maybe there's another point on the transmission that tells the thing that it has shifted into gear, and then it shuts the motor off, and maybe that's broken, so the motor stayed on and burned it up. I'm really not sure, but if you could get the motor for $5, I got this as an aftermarket part. I got it for $120. And you could probably change it. It was hard to take apart, but here's a new one. Here's a new four-wheel drive module, and the motor is right in here. It's right in here. And let me I'll show you what I got pictures inside. Hold on. Okay, so this is the armature in there that's cooked. The 15536 15536 is the number on it. Now I don't know if you could get that. I tried looking up, couldn't find it. But these are the gears that are in here. None of this stuff would break. This is a little reduction set of reduction gears in here. And if you could get that armature for $5, you could change it out. There's 3 little roll pins right here that hold this assembly together, and I started drilling them out, and they just pushed right in. So you don't have to drill them at all. Just get a small punch, and you can tap them in. Just tap them in enough so that you can slide this thing off. So you got to tap them in about 1/8 of an inch, and they go in. When they go in, they go into this. Let's see the space where the gear is right here. There's enough room in there where you can tap them in, and then that outside part will come right off. So who knew? But when I drilled it, they just pushed down in, so it wasn't really tight. It was like one of those roll pin things. Okay, that's it for now.